I've got a report of suspicious activity here. You match the description. Stop right there. Put your hands on the car and don't move.
I am well aware of my rights. I have not broken any laws. I am simply trying to leave.
What specifically is the suspicion?
It was an ordinary evening. The lot was half empty, the hum of engines fading as shoppers went inside. A black man parked his car, stepped out, and adjusted his jacket. To anyone else, it was routine. But to one officer, prejudice, distorted reality. He saw not a man, but a target. The officer approached quickly, his boots striking the pavement with authority. His voice cut through the quiet. "What are you doing here? Show me your ID. This isn't your neighborhood." His tone wasn't protective. It was accusatory, dripping with suspicion born not of evidence, but of bias. The man paused, calm, steady. "Why are you stopping me?" he asked. But the officer wasn't interested in answers. He was interested in control. He leaned closer, his hand brushing near his holster, his eyes narrowing as if daring the man to resist. Minutes stretched. The officer's demands grew harsher. He accused the man of loitering, of trespassing, of fitting a description that never existed. He threatened arrest. He spoke as though his badge gave him the right to rewrite reality. Every word carried the weight of centuries of injustice, condensed into one encounter. The man did not flinch. He knew something the officer did not. He let the officer pile on accusation after accusation, each one digging the hole deeper. He stood tall, his silence a mirror, reflecting the officer's arrogance back at him. Finally, with deliberate calm, the man reached into his jacket. The officer tensed, ready for confrontation. But what emerged was not a weapon. It was a badge engraved with 3 letters, FBI. The silence that followed was deafening. The officer's face drained of color. His authority evaporated in an instant. The man he had targeted was not a suspect, not a criminal, not a stranger. He was a federal agent, and every violation, every threat, every baseless accusation had already been witnessed, recorded, and remembered. The officer stammered, tried to soften his tone, tried to backtrack, but it was too late. The damage was done. The tables had turned. The FBI agent did not raise his voice. He did not retaliate. He simply did what the law required. He pressed charges. Internal Affairs was notified. Reports were filed. The misconduct was undeniable. The officer's career, once shielded by arrogance, now stood exposed to the light of accountability. In court, the officer's excuses collapsed. His claims of reasonable suspicion were shredded by evidence. His attempt to justify his actions crumbled under testimony. The jury saw not a protector of the law, but a violator of it. His badge, once a symbol of authority, became Exhibit A in a case of abuse. The verdict was clear: guilty. Stripped of his badge, stripped of his pension, stripped of the authority he had wielded recklessly. The punishment was severe: termination from the force, a criminal record that would shadow him for life, and the humiliation of knowing that his downfall was of his own making. The FBI agent walked away not as a victim, but as a victor. His calm resilience had exposed the rot of prejudice. His badge had reminded the world that accountability is not optional. It is inevitable. But this story is larger than one officer. It is about a system where arrogance collides with accountability, where prejudice collides with resistance, and where justice, though often delayed, can still arrive with force. It is about the countless encounters that never make headlines, the silent battles fought in parking lots, on sidewalks, in neighborhoods across the nation. It reminds us that authority without respect is nothing, that a badge without integrity is only metal, and that those who weaponize their position against the innocent may one day find themselves crushed beneath the very law they swore to uphold. Because in the end, justice doesn't care about the color of your skin, it cares about the truth, and the truth in this parking lot was undeniable.